Hey everyone, this is Baeza and welcome to another episode here at our YouTube channel. If you haven't clicked on the like notifications button, go ahead and do that. Make sure to subscribe as well for more additional videos. And I'm super excited today to share with you guys some information about specialized loan programs. And what specialized loan programs do is they allow people to have a much better interest rate, longer terms, and reduce the risk of lenders. So therefore you are ending up with a much more beneficial loan product. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, I'm going to start off with an SBA loan. As many of you guys may or may not know, is a government-based loan that can be given to you based on either your assets, your credit, a combination of the product or service or company that you're looking to purchase. Now, SBA loans, they're backed by the government. So that means that the risk is always going to be there because, again, as an entrepreneur, you have to make that decision yourself. But at the same time, SBA loans are a little bit more flexible. They tend to give you much better rates. And they offer longer repayment loans. That's always a great thing for somebody that's just starting off. So somebody that's looking for a much larger loan. Really, anybody that can qualify will benefit from an SBA loan. Some of the challenges with an SBA loan is that they tend to be a little bit more paperwork driven. So it does take more work to get the qualifications. They're still a little bit more flexible, but at the same time, they do take longer to approve from our experience. And you are able to use it for many different purposes, whether it's to purchase a building, purchase a business, or maybe perhaps you want to expand and grow your businesses. So that's one of the loans that is definitely beneficial for anybody that's looking for a much longer term, preferred rates. It is going to take a little bit longer than your normal commercial loan that you may get out there from a private party. But again, SBA loans are still pretty good. They're still pretty efficient once everything's gone through. The other thing too is that there's called microloans, right? Now the microloans is a short-term loan that is typically given by either a nonprofit or community-based organizations. Now these are typically suitable for startups as well as for small businesses that require a smaller amount and for typically a shorter period of time. But at the same time, it's not a cash advance. So as you may know, cash advances can be very high in interest. And so for those that are just starting off, it's always better to have a microloan to just help you get through that hurdle of maybe perhaps making some payments for the lease that you just moved into, or perhaps maybe just buying some equipment. So there's a lot of reasons to get a microloan. It is much more economical for those that are just starting off because again, they do come from nonprofits and they also come from community-based organizations usually. The other thing is grants. Now, many of you have heard of government-based grants, community-based grants, and that's something that's super important. Every type of grant that's out there is going to be given to you in a form of either cash or credit. There's a lot of different grants that are out there that are aimed towards either minorities or women-based grants that are based on veterans. So there's a lot of things that you can go after grants. Now grants, that would be considered quote unquote free money, right? Money that you don't have to pay back. You still have to go ahead and do your due diligence when it comes to reporting that in your taxes. And you got to be able to make sure that you follow all of the rules from that in organizations that's giving you the grant. Now, the grant is super important because it is very helpful, especially during the pandemic where businesses were struggling to get money from either the government or they were struggling to get money from other resources. It was very crucial to go after grants because grants is what caused people to have that little extra glimpse of money so that they can pay their bills, right? So they can go ahead and make a little bit of a marketing effort to get themselves outgoing. Everything matters when it comes to the grants. It is very important to really go and look after your local organization, your chamber of commerce, and see what kind of grants are out there. There are certain companies and people and brokers out there that just based on searching for grants and applying for grants. So you can definitely probably Google that and you'll be able to find out what kind of people are around you that can help you get access to grants, to local grants, even government-based grants. Those have been very crucial for our clients as well as people that are family members that have businesses, because sometimes it's not so much that they wouldn't want to pay it back, but every little bit helps, especially when it comes to your local organization that's giving you $5,000, $10,000 or more, and you don't have to pay that back. It's certainly a big help to the entrepreneurial and to anybody that's starting a business. Super important. The other thing too is that the benefits of specialized loan programs such as the ones that we just mentioned is that you get much longer terms, you get much preferred rates, and the other thing too is that you actually get to reduce your down payment requirements. Some of these specialized loan programs are aimed and driven towards people that are maybe perhaps struggling, or maybe they're giving out, or maybe they don't have the right resources, or in the normal scenario you may not qualify for a loan from the bank. But again, the opportunities are still out there for you to get access to money, and so that's why specialized loan programs exist. So these programs are really just designed to meet the needs of certain types of businesses. So the other thing I want to talk about is really just the application process and the requirements. So some of these programs that are given to individuals can be done either online, you can go and do it yourself, but you can also go and look for help. There's nonprofit organizations. I belong to an organization called SCORE, and it's a nationwide organization that is a nonprofit. And it's actually driven by professionals like myself and some of the retired professionals that have been in business for years. And so they dedicate their time and they donate their time for new entrepreneurs. You want to go ahead and go online, look for nonprofits that can help you with that. Look for brokers, consultants, anybody that has access to those people, and at least get yourself an idea. Don't think that it's going to be free either, because sometimes those organizations do have a cost. Nonprofits, they typically don't charge, but again, usually they are driven by donations as well. So make sure that you guys are open to at least providing some of those resources to those individuals, and at least providing yourself an opportunity to get yourself educated so that you know what kind of options are out there. So don't get yourself closed down by saying, you know what, I don't want to talk to a funding broker, I don't want to talk to a consultant because they're going to charge money. No, be open about it, invest in yourself, and see what kind of options are out there. Even if it costs a little bit of money, it's going to be well worth it, as long as it's not something ridiculous where if somebody's promising you a certain amount of money up front, you got to do your due diligence, because in funding, and whether it's grants or specialized loans, there's never really a guarantee. Things can happen last minute where you get something where things come up, and instead of giving you a certain amount of money, you get less, or maybe perhaps when you got an approval, you got a denial. So keep in mind that it's always very important for you to know when you're being charged up front and why, and to do your due diligence so that you can make sure you make the right decision. The other thing that I want to go over is just going ahead and taking the first step. Just do it. At the first step of finding somebody that can help you, go for it. As long as, again, you do your due diligence and you make sure that you're in the right hands. You also seek legal advice. If you have an attorney, make sure that you keep them in the loop of what you're up to. Your tax accountant, of course, making sure that they're aware of what you're doing so that they can help you. So look for professionals, look for your core team that's going to be assisting you the whole time, and just feel free to explore different areas that you haven't explored before. Maybe perhaps go to your local bank and ask them about grants, because sometimes they also know grants that you may be able to qualify for, that you may be able to get approved for. So again, guys, these are just some of the specialized loans that we've come across, and there's plenty more of those. You just have to be aware and open to learning more about what's currently out there, whether it's government-based, private-based, anything's out there for people to take advantage of. So this is Jose Baeza. Make sure that you click on the like, subscribe button, and the notifications button so that you can stay tuned to our next video, and hopefully this was able to assist you guys, and I'll see you guys next.